Hello everyone, G-Pop here, and deep apologies for lack of kind of content in my channel recently. I've just been a lot of things been going on, mostly a lot of personal stuff, which I'm gonna make a video about it most likely sometime this week. I just kind of want to go over what's been happening with myself and all that, why I haven't been uploading like even more Melty Blood videos and stuff like that. It's kind of how I am, just kind of give you guys an update on that. But what I do want to say is, while I was gone, or while I was busy, actually, yesterday I kind of had laser eye surgery, and with LASIK, and after you have laser eye surgery, you have to have like go 24 hours, 24 hours, no looking at any screens and stuff like that. So I just been like, walking around with these giant looking sunglasses that I had to be wearing for most of yesterday, not being able to see anything. But just looking like a douchebag and at home and all that. But while that was happening, of course, the one day I'm away, I have to be away from screens to do laser eye surgery recovering. They release a new Melty Blood video and a new DLC character, and you know what? I wanted to make a video about it, like upcoming DLC and stuff like that, which maybe I'll mention about it at the end of this video, at the end of watching this video. This trailer, talk about how the game they're gonna do DLC and all that. But I remember when up to the game's release too, they were releasing trailers on days I was busy and stuff like that. When I was at work, or if I was like I had work the next day, or I'm doing something else, they always do this, and it still comes back to me. So, anyways, I'm back now. I'm back to make this video. I know it's like more than a day late. But hey, if you guys are still looking for reactions, if you guys are still following me for reactions, first of all, thank you. And second of all, well, it's here now. Again, apologies. But I actually couldn't do anything the day of. I had to wait another day because I was recovering. But yeah, enough about that. What we have here, new DLC character that's coming. Now, from my understanding, there's no date given from this yet. But for now, we know who the next DLC character is. It's Dead Apostle Noel. And this is a very interesting first DLC character. So from what I understand from story, from what I've heard, again, I have not read the Tsukihime remake myself, so I apologize if I get some information wrong. Like, first of all, Noel, this is actually the same Noel as the bird, the seagull character, which they actually patched her voice now, so she doesn't scream as much anymore. But this is the same Noel, but she is now much younger and definitely much more provocative in her designs. But what happened is, the plot is that, and this is spoilers, if you guys still haven't read the Tsukihime remake or read about it, I apologize. I'm just gonna go into spoiler now. It's been months already, so but if you don't want to watch it, just skip ahead to this time when I start talking about the gameplay, or start reacting to the trailer. But yeah, so this character, she's actually it is Noel, the same from the not apostles, but the church, from the church itself. And Noel was always the kind of character that, even though she seems happy and cheery and confident and all that, she was actually had some self-conscious issues about herself being like kind of inferior and all that, and especially towards Ciel. And if I recall as well, that I think she hates Ciel. Like, she secretly hates Ciel because Ciel did something that kind of destroyed her city, or she believes destroyed her city. So that's kind of why. So she kind of had some kind of hatred, regret, and also some self-conscious issues, being like inferior. There was a fight, I believe, where she gets like really injured against a dead apostle. I forget which one it was. I think probably Vlad, but I don't know if there's another apostle that she was bitten by. Apostle, by the way, is like the vampires of this game. And she was bitten, and I think she was about to turn into a vampire and stuff like that, but she was really scared about it, because she's not gonna go. She can't go back to the church to get to be saved, because they're just gonna kill her. That's the executioners. That's what they're called. Sorry, the executioners. They don't save vampires. Like, they don't save apostles. They will kill them, because it's good for the country and stuff like that. She can't do that. She values her life. one of the doctors, I don't remember her name, but she's a very cool, actually very unique character. Another brand new character for Tsukihime finds her and gives her some kind of medicine that makes her like revert to her peak form. And when she took it, it turned her into her 14-year-old self, which was apparently her peak form. Now, this was kind of like ironic, like, you know, this is kind of like sad irony or something like that, because it was basically saying that her peak was her childhood or like her teenage years, or when she was 14, that was her peak, and she's just been going downhill since. So that was kind of like a self-revelation to her as well about that. So that's kind of the plot as to why she looks young, because it's not only because it's mostly for plot reasons, like, you know, it's supposed to show that she already was at her peak and she's no longer at her peak. That's why she kind of feels down and weak, because her prime, her prime was at 14 years old. Now, and that's where she got this form from. That after she taken that medicine, she became a dead apostle at this kind of like young looking version. So that's her most powerful. So it is kind of a sad story about her in that sense. And yeah, she does become a villain. Anyways, enough about the story now. I'm not going to spoil anymore. For people who wants to watch this and have read this, who still plans to read the Tsukihime remake, is waiting for the English translations, which I see is still being worked on, like, by fans. Let's actually go ahead and start watching this. All right, and see how does she play this? Because again, this is a brand new character. It'll be all new things, but now that we're familiar with how the game works, because we play the game and all that, we'll see, we can kind of now better gauge how powerful she might be and what she does. So let's do that. Oh yeah, that's definitely a younger voice. Oh, that is a lot of bodies. That's very gory. I'm not expected from Melty. Well, you can expect from Tsukihime Melty blood. Ooh, okay. Oh, she got the signature launcher move. Okay. Oh, are those traps? Oh, okay. So that's her moon drive. Oh, yeah, those are traps. Are those negative edge? I don't know. Okay, so we got the traditional clash, you know. All right, that's her arc drive. That is a lot of spears. Okay, so just like the previous trailers, it goes by super quickly. But yeah, let's break this down a bit. Obviously, we won't see as much as what she can do until like she gets her gameplay trailer, which I assume will happen soon. We don't have a date. It just says coming soon, so we don't know. We do know that there's 2 DLC characters coming this winter, so maybe she's gonna come at the same time as that character, and they're gonna have the gameplay video between those two. But let's slow this down a bit and talk about her gameplay. Let's lower the volume on this a bit, so we know how that works. So I see there's a lot of corpses, and so her gameplay is going to be mostly these spears, but I think these spears are going to be mostly like, she's going to be a setup character. So she kind of looks like, at least from the initial glance, she might be a mix of Batista or Aoko. And if she is an Aoko, I hope that doesn't just deconfirm her. I do want Aoko to come back. Alright, so actually, let's slow this down even more. 0.25. So from here, so she has she has a very good Under Night style sweep looking button. I think this is the step forward. Sweep button, as you can see here. She sweeps 2C into probably 5C. Oh no, this is probably auto combo actually. And that's her launcher. Okay, so her launcher is this up kick. So it's probably like 2CCC. So 2C into... This is her auto combo button. So it's kind of sad that this is an auto combo button, because this looks like a very good button, very nice to like poke out and stuff. But no, it's gonna be more for auto combos. Into this move. So this move, this is very reminiscent to characters like Seth, who has like this up kick move, and because it's also gonna be used to 3C, I wonder if this is gonna be good for anti-air. So, well, the problem is with Melty Blood is that these these look like they would be good anti-air moves because they have head invulnerability. Well, the problem is the clash system, and the clash system kind of ruins these because you try to anti-air like a jump C, but they just clash and just put you into an open state. So in the end, it doesn't matter if you can anti-air; you'll just clash instead of hurting them. But if they do attack with a lower priority move or something like that, this will beat it out. But that's gonna be something more when I go into my Melty Blood analysis, like thoughts and stuff video. But that looks like what it's going to be. So that's her launcher. Very Seth-like. Auto combo. So that looks like it's her jump B. Jump B, which looks like a good air-to-air normal. Here. Jump. Oh, wow. That jump C. That pokes down. Okay. You can see kind of how this animation looks. This hitbox. Yeah, how this sprite looks. I wonder if it actually reaches this far down. If it does, that's a very good air-to-ground normal. Or it looks like. Because something else we've noticed is that a lot of normals are very disjointed in this game, kind of reminiscing to Under Night. So unlike Melty Blood, where like a lot of your normals are also hitboxes, this game made a lot of like these kind of like normals very disjointed. So like the hitbox is here, but like this is still all red. So if that's the case, this is a very good normal. So double jump, jump B, jump C, again, and then ground throw. So just like regular Noel, she drags you down with her, which is pretty good. She still stays close to you, but I think just how Melty Blood is, we're not going to do jump B, jump C, jump B, jump C. There's going to be jump B, jump C into air throw, and then which keeps your air normal for better Oki. But she does that. She is very flashy actually. She's very confident in her moves. You see. So she's much more confident compared to Noel. Noel's like very like, well, she's also kind of confident with how she is, but she's also very like serious. And this one, she's just like playing with you, very much playing with you. So that's a knockdown. So this is that's the thing I want to talk about the most. So she has these things, and as you can see, they're kind of stuck on the ground. This is similar to either Batista's crystals or Aoko's orbs. So both of them have this thing where it's kind of negative edge to keep them out there. And when you let go of those buttons, these get activated. Now, that doesn't mean that these will be the same negative edge, but they do seem kind of similar. We don't know what's the activation for this. It could be actually more like Vermilion Akiha's pits, which in Full Moon, she had pits that activates when either she gets in a hit stun, when they're hit stun, or block stun. Or I think she could also activate it manually too, but that puts her in a recovery. So what she usually do is she try to put you into block stun into these pits. But it doesn't seem like, actually no, it doesn't seem like accurate because they didn't activate at that point. But, okay, but she did activate it there. She did a normal that activated them. So I think it can, actually, maybe it could be more like, what's a character that does that? Maybe like Siroa. Siroa, except instead of horizontal lightning. Or actually not Siroa, like, I think like Akiha as well, except she regular Akiha back then, not Seifuku, regular Akiha. She had pits. Actually no, Seifuku actually had it too, but they had pits, and then if you activate it again, it activates again. But that's what we see from here. She can manually activate it. And that's kind of how it is here. She manually activates it with doing the I'm assuming is she puts the special to put it down and then the special to activate it again. And you see it's big, just like a Batista orb. Or like an Aoko, Batista crystal or Aoko orb. So that's really interesting. And she got, oh wait, she activated both of them. Okay, so do they actually activate each other? Oh, that's interesting. So she did that. And it activates that. Or maybe it activates on hit stun. Not on block stun, but on hit stun. So maybe that's what's happening. So maybe that's what that activated by itself, because she got hit. She manually activated that, which hit her. And then because she got in hit stun, while that's there, that activates too. So that could be how it is. And then she goes down to special, into EX keys. But we don't see if that also lands on the ground, but it looks like it's just a projectile. So we don't see a regular version of that. Maybe that's just a projectile. We don't know if she has a regular version of that yet. Or I don't remember from the first playthrough video. But she does have an EX projectile super. Ooh. So, okay, so that's her DP. That's her DP, and it looks very similar to regular Noel. Because she does the up thing. She goes up on the spear again, but this time it has like full invincibility. So if I recall correctly, regular Noel's actually doesn't have invincibility except for like EX version. I could be wrong on this. I just never see people, Noel's use regular to try to reverse on me, but she does. And she is able to use invincibility. She's able to get the invincibility, but she's just like regular Noel. It looks very good. And then she Moondrive. So she Moondrives. Okay, so she does have regular projectiles. Okay, so I was correct that she does have regular projectiles. I just kind of like glanced over it in the first playthrough. Oh, wow. Okay, so she has kind of like keys where she does that and then she can teleport through. Except it actually has a hitbox. So like regular Noel, she had keys, but they were a limited resource. But when she does keys, she has like fallout. She can like dash or like jump or whatever to another key. Hers is like a non-limited resource, but when she hits that, she can cancel into her dash as well, and it's in the air. She can do an air dash into EX. So I don't know if she could combo to it regularly, but she was able to cancel to EX. So that's an interesting normal. That's gonna be very good. Seems pretty good for neutral. Okay, so that doesn't drop keys. That just it's like an air version that goes downwards. So you can put downwards or forwards. So again, she has those things put down. So she activates that one, the far one. Okay, she does a grab. Oh my god! Okay, so she does a grab, and I guess because she's put into hit stun, quote-unquote hit stun, it activates, and she can combo from a grab, and she's right there. This is very similar to, like, this is what something very unique to, like, traps / pits characters, is that when they have the setup, if they manage to grab you near one of their traps, and they throw you into it, it'll activate and they can combo from them. So characters like Batista, Aoko with her EX orb. And she had a regular orb too, but it usually activates before. It usually activates during the throw, not after the throw, so they still get knocked down. Cagliostro from Ground Blue Versus, and I'm pretty sure there's other characters too from other fighting games, but I don't play those. But yeah, similar to that. So she can throw you into her pit. And I'm assuming that this activated because a grab is considered like hit stun. So that's why it activated. And because she was near the other one too. Oh wait, no, okay, never mind. It's a hard knockdown. So it's just more like, okay, so it's kind of similar to Aoko's, where it'll hit you, but you're still in the grab animation and she knocks you back down. But it doesn't, like, combo from it. So, like I said from Aoko, if she throws you into an orb, your orb hits before she lets go of you. So, the hit stun will still be from the throw, not from the orb. So, you can't really get a full combo. You'll still be knocked down or thrown or, like, the combo. So, I'm assuming that's how it works here. And she's about to do Spear maybe for Oki. Alright, so here we see Clash animation. So, we're going to kind of slow it down and see what normal she does. So, this could be 2B. 5B. Okay, Moondrive. Okay, so those are her pits. So Moondrive puts down 2. So yeah, so Moondrive puts down 2 together. And then she tries to activate 1, but she shields it. And then because she shielded, they can both do the whole jump forward. I forget what this is called. The moon dive, something like that. But yeah, they both press B plus C to jump forward to each other. And yeah, you can't get hit because while you're doing that, you're kind of invincible kind of thing. Or maybe she's just too far from it. Alright, so she does grounded version of the projectile into the teleport, right into EX, right into Arc Drive. Which puts you into a capture, like, cinematic animation. And, you know, J-Hole stylish. So that's the whole breakdown for Noel from this trailer. That's my reaction. She seems pretty strong. These pits, especially with how the Melty Blood mechanics work, I feel like will be very good because I feel like she might be safe enough that even if they shield, she will still be able to punish them. Even if they shield from like full screen, she can still like recover fast enough to like to counter you for any way. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting how this character. So this is the first character, and it's again, a lot of people are saying like, oh, it's another Goku or like something like that, but I wouldn't say so, because unlike Goku, which is like they look very similar to each other, at least in terms of appearance, no, this is like a drastically new sprite. And plot-wise, story-wise, this makes sense because, you know, it's like another version, another character with even more powerful. So she's technically another Noel, but like a completely new character of herself. And she seems like similar, but still very different normals. She plays very differently too. So that's what I think about this. But yeah. Now the last thing I want to talk about before I end this video is the kind of the DLC roadmap. I think this is a good time to talk about it. But the DLC roadmap that they've announced for Melty Blood. And you know what, I'm actually very surprised, because this is kind of like the first time they're kind of doing some kind of roadmap and adding quite a few characters post launch. If you remember their last game, so Melty Blood Actress again, like previous Melty Blood games in general, Under Night in Birth and Dengeki Bunko, their kind of DLC was kind of like added later, but it wasn't kind of like a roadmap they had. It was kind of, it didn't seem like they were planned for like long-term adding content. It was just like, maybe add something like right after, but if they're add the new stuff, it would be like a new version. So for Under Night, all the DLC characters that were like quote-unquote DLC characters were like based on new versions. So from Under Night in Birth EXE Late to EXE Late Arcade to console, that's when they added Byakuya and I believe Nanase. But it wasn't in the arcade version until Clear, Under Night Latest, which they get added to the arcade version, but then they added Phonon, and then later on Mika. They added Phonon, and later on Mika. And probably another, I think Elnum too. I don't recall, again, correct me if I'm wrong. But those were considered like new versions, and the arcade did add Mika later on, but it was like a free update because it was arcade, obviously. And then when it came to console, we got those two characters alongside Wagner and Enkidu. But again, they came with the game. It was not like DLC separate. And then after when Clear came out, that's when they added Landrekia. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And he was an ice guy from the opposite faction from Wagner. But he came with Clear. So it came with the update, but the Clear was kind of a unique situation where the update was free, but Landrekia was like quote-unquote DLC. But like if you got Clear by itself, he came with the character. So it was kind of like more like he's the new version of Under Night. So that's kind of a different situation. I won't consider it similar to this. Dengeki Bunko had something similar. Well, Dengeki Bunko was actually more unique. They came with Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax, which came out on arcades first, and then to consoles. And when it was in arcades, they had an initial roster, then added new characters like Shizuo, Taiga, other characters too added later on. But when it came to console, we got all those characters with it. But there was no DLC characters added on top of that. But when we got Ignition, Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax Ignition, I think that came out arcade and console at the same time. But I could be wrong again with this as well. I think, or maybe Ignition came slightly a bit later. But that's when we got DLC characters. And that was like I think that was the first time we had actual proper DLC characters from French Bread. But this is more like French Bread with Sega. Because Sega is the publisher, and also Dengeki Bunko. And maybe they're the ones who asked them, okay, we want to add, they wanted to add Yuki and Akko from their respective series. So Yuki is from Sword Art Online, and Akko is from this RPG anime that they're from. So that was the first time they added post-release DLC, specifically only as DLC. But it was also kind of interesting too, because when they first came out, they were free for like a month. This is the first time Melty Blood is doing some kind of actual DLC roadmap, and I just want to kind of go over this. So Melty Blood type Lumina. So we know who the first character is. Oh, I forgot to completely talk about the stage, actually. Let's go back to that. We got a new stage with it, too. I completely forgot. And this stage is very beautiful looking too. So you can see we got a brand new stage, new song too. And they both sound very good. I actually really like this stage. Very Melty Blood, you know, outside the mansion. It's always outside the mansion or something like that. So it's a very nice looking stage. So that's what we're getting to. Yeah. But yeah, so we got the playable character story for her too, and we're gonna get the battle stage. And they didn't mention music too, so that's what we're getting for here. That's gonna be how is it? Dead Apostle Noel. Dead A-N. Dan! We're getting Dan! Dan from Street Fighter. Yeah, there we go, Dan. So now the next character, they're both going to be announced this winter. So the first one was this winter, which is, you know, we're already in winter. Next one is probably sometime between now and February or March. Even March even, it goes up to, it's still winter. And then the next two characters will be in spring. So that's very interesting. But also they're saying, free updates, we're getting expanded functions. So does this mean new movesets or new ways to do things? Adjustments to balance battle, so probably new character balance, stuff like that, and bug fixes. So this is very interesting. So that's gonna be like, these are free updates, but they're telling us there's gonna be fewer option updates, fewer balance patches, expanded functions. So they're in this for the long term, and I'm actually really happy that this is happening, because this means that they're fuller supporting the game. So it's not like the previous games where it's like one release and then we kind of live with that, unless they make like one. They usually make like 1 or 2 balance updates after the release, but then after that, they kind of leave it as is. And some of those balance updates were very questionable, like Batista dive kick in clear coming back to being stupid broken. Come on it, why? But yeah, so this is going to be very interesting. So we already know who the first character is. I'm very excited to see who this is. I'm honestly hoping one of them's Aoko. Another character, like I said, I wish is coming back is Len, but because of how the story for what the story for Tsukihime remake is, that's very, very unlikely. Len right now does not exist. But I'm just hoping. There's another character I want. The other character I want is Mio, but I don't know if she's going to be playable either, because from what I've heard, she doesn't have a major role in this game and the Tsukihime remake, so maybe not. Dead Apostle Noel does have a big role, so it kind of makes sense that she's in this DLC pack. But yeah, who knows? I think in the end it's up to Nasu as to who's gonna be new characters in this game. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Sorry for going on for a bit. That is myself, G-Pop, talking about the new characters, and we'll see. I'm kind of excited when the battle preview comes out for her. We'll obviously look over that as well and see how she plays. But anyways, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time.